Alright, everything seems to be in order. Alright, so the first thing we got going up here is the Houston Outlaws versus the Philadelphia Fusion. It looks like it's Stage 1, Week 1. I remember this, actually. This was the first match that I've ever watched between the Fusion and the Outlaws. Such a great match. Really got me connected with the Philadelphia Fusion. Because I was on the fence, you see, between Philadelphia Fusion and the Houston Outlaws. So let's just get this map going because I don't want to waste your time. So we will be on Dorado, which is definitely going to be a fun map. Remember, this was Stage 1, Week 1. This was when the Houston Outlaws really popped off. They went to the finals, Stage 1 semifinals. This was back when Mercy still had that insta-res. I'm really excited to see this. It's been such a long time since I've actually watched this video. So it's going to be great seeing what actually comes out. Because I remember Houston had such a great performance. They beat the London Spitfire, not in the semifinals. And they didn't really need a tracer player. They didn't really need a tracer player, which was such a huge problem. Back in the regular season, they had one. They probably would have gotten to playoffs. So it's really good. It's going to be really fun to see what happens. All right, let's see. It looks like Houston Outlaws are actually on the defense. They're running what looks like to be dive, just with instead of a Genji, it's going to be a soldier. Jake on that soldier. I believe soldier is actually one of his better heroes. Not quite as good as Genji, but pretty good. Genji is the more average pick in dive, but I think he can make it work. Looks like Philadelphia Fusion actually run the classic dive with Shadowburn on Genji and Carpe on Diva, Carpe on Tracer. Looks like actually Fraggy goes up to check the yellow building, see if anyone's on there. He doesn't really see anyone, so he goes back down to the cart, teaming up with Poco and what looks like to be Boombox. It looks like the big flank is going on with DPS and Fraggy. They all find him on the bridge. Let's see what happens as Poco actually dives up. Shadowburn with that great dash in there. It looks like Poco actually gets both of the Houston Outlaws supports. Let's see if he can go anywhere as he is demeched. But it looks like Fusion actually coming out top. Jacob may be able to get Boombox, but it's to no avail as Neptuno easily reses Boombox and Fusion just wipes up. What a great push from Fusion right here. I really liked the dive. Both DPS came in. And Diva just dived on them, got rid of the supports, and just wiped up. Now it looks like Muma actually survived that as he comes back and Houston Outlaw pushes onto the cart, trying to defend this. I really thought Fusion actually had this. Alright, looks like it's coming from Pokes here, as Fraggy actually gets Raucous, but Bonnie reses Raucous in an instant. Jake's actually popping his ult with Cool Mac. Gets 2 and the DMEC. And Houston Outlaws with a great comeback. Able to take this point A defense back. We got 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Let's see if they can hold it. We got a replay of Jake here. Really clutched that fight. I believe he was the reason why Houston's were able to hold. I'm not sure why Cool Mac decided to ult there. It did get 1, though, so it did very much help out. As this Muma and Linkser dive Boombox, getting him, it looks like nothing. As Shadowburn pops out his Dragon Blade. Neptune is able to res Boombox. But Poco actually gets Jake with a bomb. And Fraggy's able to get Raucous. It looks like Fusion has the advantage here. Let's see if they can lead up. Muma gets taken out by Carpe, and Carpe actually takes out Linkser as well. Looks like the Fusion DPS is really shining here. Carpe takes out 1 more with the DMEC as now 2, as Shadowburn wraps up with the rest of the Houston Outlaws. Yeah, the first point with about 4 minutes remaining. A great offense about that. It only took 2 pushes to get into that. But I'm really surprised by the Houston Outlaws defense. I thought that was really good. See what happens as some poking goes on between the teams. Looks like they're meeting up on top. Carpe close to dying, but doesn't there. Looks like both Cool Matt and Bonnie. Oh, here comes Shadowburn with the Dragon Blade. Let's see if this can be huge. Looks like with it, the entirety of Fusion does dive onto the enemy team. Wipes out half the team, and now like Fusion's just cleaning up. Excellent execution from the Fusion. Only one use of the Dragon Blade. Alright, looks like most of Fusion is actually pushing up, trying to meet Houston Outlaws at the entrance of point B. Fraggy seems to be hiding a little bit. Looks like Fusion's about to dive. Fraggy goes in, followed by Poco, but it's an ult from Raucus with that Transcendence that just denies them that. Poco goes in again. I'm not sure what he's doing here, but he's taking so much damage as he ults, and to no avail. It gets nothing, but he is able to pressure the Houston Outlaws back there, so he could get more movement on the payload, which actually is a smart idea, even though it did cost him his life. But it looks like Houston Outlaws is actually wiping up as Linkster and Jake get 2, but Fusion's actually coming back. It looks like a great team fight right now. As a 3v3 as Shadowburn and Fraggy come back. Shadowburn trying to get that Mercy. But it looks like trades coming for both sides as Shadowburn actually pulls the advantage onto Fusion. And it looks like Fusion is going to take this point. Once again, clutch plays coming out from the DPS. So far, it's pretty consistent. Looks like Fusion has the advantage here. Alright, some poking goes on between the teams. It looks like Houston is placed on the bridge as Fusion is on the low ground. Oh, it looks like Linkster's trying to go behind. Doesn't seem he's getting anything as Boombox is left alone while the entirety of Fusion tries to dive Houston. But it's to no avail as Raucus, as the Houston Outlaws clean up once again, stopping the advance from the Fusion. So Fusion are going for a reset here as Cool Matt and Linkster try to push up a little bit, but then end up coming back to regroup. Fusions are approaching. Let's see what happens. Now, I know a lot of controversy was from Fraggy was actually one of the worst main tanks out here, but to be honest, I'm not seeing a lot of what some Fusion fans called feedgy. Looks like some poking is going on. Actually, Fraggy tends to dive. Could this be one of... It's not, actually, as he pops the ult and is able to get out of there. Meanwhile, the DPS and the D.Va of Fusion are able to wipe up some, but Jake, who actually switched to the Junkrat, one of his best heroes, has come on, killed some, but Carpe's still wiping up. It's like Carpe just doesn't need that Widow just to pop off. Looks like this fight is in favor of the Houston and of the Fusion, and looks like Houston is just trying to stall a little bit. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see what happens as Cool Matt actually touches the point. He's coming back and leaves Jake. Oh my God, Jake with the double kill. That grenade positioning though, so amazing. I think that's just stopping Fusion's advance right then and there. Pogo's trying to get out. Let's see if he actually can. Neptuno barely surviving. Actually gets Linkser, giving them the advantage in this fight, but they won't be able to get the cart without Linkser being there. Actually, Carpe gets Jake as Bonnie tries to res, but Pogo's there with the interrupt. Alright, looks like we got a team fight going on as Linkster actually gets Neptuno. That could be huge. But Poco with the bomb. Let's see if he can get one. He gets nothing. But Carpe, meanwhile, gets Muma. And Kumat trades for Boombox, but no one's on point. Fusion ends up getting that when Fusion should have lost. So I believe that was a C9. That was a pretty great offense from Fusion. They were able to push up really far. Houston's defense only really come into play at the end there. They did have a good defense on point A, but point B was just a breeze through because of how much pressure Fusion was able to put on the Outlaws, which is really great here. Now we just need to see Fusion on defense being able to hold. Try not to force this into a round 3 and 4. It looks pretty good for Fusion right now. Honestly, I had some great dives by Fraggy, especially when he dived on the bridge. He may have gotten trapped, but he ulted, saving his life. And not only that, the DPS were able to clean up, which was just excellent. Meanwhile, the Outlaws here just made some crucial mistakes that just cost them that match, especially that C9. Very upsetting, but Houston Outlaws can be able to take this back. All right, we're coming on defense. It looks like Fusion's actually running dive once again. Let's see about the Outlaws. This is a different strategy. It's not entirely dive. We have dive tanks and dive supports, but we don't really have dive DPS, as Linkser is going on his famous Widowmaker, and Jake's actually on the Pharah. Looks like Fraggy and Poco are staying on top of the red building, trying to get that good dive as Jake actually comes up. Spots Fraggy. Looks like their ambush is not going to be very successful. See if they make it work as Jake actually targets Fraggy, and the DPS the tanks are getting a lot of damage taken as Neptuno actually comes to rescue them. They managed to get out, but that's Carpe gone, followed by Shadowburn and Boombox. It looks like Houston, it's a 3v6, and Houston's probably just going to take this. It's a valiant defense, but they got wiped up. Jake with an excellent performance on Pharah, and Linkser providing great pressure. I'm not sure if they can manage to take him out if Carpe remains on Tracer. He may have to go to Widowmaker. Unless they have some good coordinated dives, but I'm not sure. But with Jake actually pressuring the entire team. But Carpe actually does go for Linkser, able to get him. But Bonnie's right there with that res. As some more teamfight going on. It looks like Jake actually has his ultimate. Carpe actually gets Raucous once again with Muma trading for Neptuno. It looks like a good trade in favor for the Outlaws. Poke's able to get Jake, but Bonnie reses Raucous. And Carpe finishes on Muma. It looks like Fusion's going to come out on top. As it's a 3v6. Shadowburn actually goes down to Bonnie and Raucous. Both the Outlaw supports managed to take out the Fusion DPS. Very surprising as Fraggy actually tries to jump. But it's to no avail. They do get the DMAC on Kumat and end up killing Kumat himself. Fusion once again actually coming out on top of this fight. Excellent defense. 2 minutes on the clock. As Linkser is actually able to get Carpe, making it a 5v6. Let's see if he can go anywhere. Oh, it looks like Jake has the supports in his sights. He's going for this sneaky barrage. He gets Neptuno, but Boombox is right there with his ult. As Shadowburn actually reflects into Jake, a trade for the trade, but is it worth it? He basically got the main support. No res is available. Houston can play this to the advantage. As more poking goes on, Carpe's actually flanking once again. Let's see if this can get anyone. Shadowburn with a massive flank. Kumat actually gets Fraggy. This could be used. And Neptuno. This is actually going out for the Houstons. I don't see any way Fusion can actually come back for this. Jake has managed to clean up on Shadowburn. And Houston had a really good push there. Managed to go on with about 3 minutes, 45 seconds. And we got 2 points remaining. Looks like Fraggy is actually going in for a little bit poking there. It looks like Carpe's actually going to the Widow. Let's see if he can pop off. I know he is known for his Widow, as Fraggy actually dives the D.Va, but knows that it's no good as he gets right on out of there. Looks like some poking is going on. Fraggy retreats. Poco is still in there, as Carpet actually takes down Linkzr, giving the advantage to Fusion. It looks like Fraggy's so low as they try to dive on him, but it's to no avail as Fraggy gets healed up once immediately. Fraggy actually diving onto Jake. Let's see if he can do anything. No, he's able to get out of there, as Carpe actually gets Jake, but Jake's revived instantly. Carpe getting Jake again, and Bonnie following up with the Jake res. Rock is able to get Fraggy. Looks like Houston Outlaws is coming on top. Neptuno actually reses Fraggy, making it even once again. Boombox forcing out an ult. Carpe gets Jake and Poco with the D-Mech. It looks like Fusion's actually coming on top in this fight. Linkzr is able to get Neptuno, but it's to no avail as the damage is already done. And it's only Raucus remaining. Luckily, Bonnie's there to support. Raucus tries to get Carpe. Fusion has an excellent defense on point B. The Widowmaker really pulling its weight. It was a wise switch here, as Kumat tries to dive, and Fraggy dives as well. Seems like Kumat is forced back. Fraggy nowhere to be seen. Where is the man? He dives on top, tries to get D.Va, as Linkzr gets Carpe. This puts Houston in the lead. Let's see if Fusion can take it back. It looks like Kumat actually gets Shadowburn, giving Houston the big advantage and letting Houston wipe up once again. As Pogos tries to stall, as Fraggy does come back, but Fraggy's taken out immediately, followed by the D-Mech, and Carpe gets shut down by Linkzr. Jake's actually going to the Genji. Could be a possibly wise choice. So now they got mirror comps. But Carpe actually switches to Tracer. This might be wise, as Dorado Point 3 is very enclosed. Not a lot of high spaces for Widow to really be safe. Jake tries to go for his sneaky flank onto Carpe. Tries to pick. Doesn't work, as he takes so much damage, but is able to get out of there safe and sound. Fraggy goes for a huge dive. He's all alone, but Neptuno pops his ult. He is able to get the res off. And cool. Looks like it's a 6v6 once again, as Houston is actually forced back due to so much pressure from Fusion. It's good defense. Kumat pops his bomb. Let's see if it goes anywhere, as it does not get anything, but Boombox is able to take up Jake, making it a 5v6 in Fusion favor. Jake is rezzed up, but Carpe still gets Linkzr. Looks like Fusion is still in the lead in this fight. I'm not sure if Houston pops out. Jake actually has his ult. Let's see if he can do anything with it. But no, he is denied by Boombox. What a shame, as it looks like Fusion's actually just wrapping up. Excellent defense by the Fusion. Houston is not really getting anywhere, as Jake goes to the Junkrat and Linkzr's going back to Tracer. This wise decision. Jake, very known for his Junkrat, as we've seen on the defense. He's able to get a lot of crucial picks, but not enough. We got 1 minute on the clock as the tanks dive. Oh, Carpe with the huge stick onto Bonnie. That is huge, giving a great advantage to Fusion. They got no res and no main support. They only got Zenyatta. So that forces Houston back, as Fusion actually pushes up. Carpe's doing a little poking here. He's all the way with a huge flank. Houston's diving. It looks like Jake actually gets Shadowburn, but is instantly rezzed. It looks like it's pretty fair on both fights, but Houston's actually coming out on top as Neptuno tries to res Fraggy once again, and Boombox actually gets Linkzr. Let's see what happens as Boombox actually pops his ult. Jake's tries to tire here, but that's not a good decision. Maybe that was a fat finger, but I don't know why he tired there right in front of Carpe. Bonnie tries to go for the res, and he gets it. Looks like Houston is actually having the lead in this fight as Linkster goes to Doomfist. Not the wisest choice. Jake gets Neptuno, giving a great push for Houston. Looks like it's going to be just a reset for the Fusion. Fusion needs to come on here. They do have 2 ults. Let's see if they can do anything. Poco has that, and Poco is known for his Poco bomb, so let's see if he can do it. Fraggy dives into the cart, stopping its advance, but it looks like Muma's trying to do the same with Poco. Poco unleashes the bomb. Let's see if he gets anything. It actually oh my god, it gets 3. Switch, but Houston is right on top of that, rezzing the Zenyatta, and Muma gets the other Zenyatta. But it looks like Fusion still in this fight, as it's a 3v2. I don't think there's any way Houston can come back on top unless someone pops off. Jake goes to the Tracer, but it's too late because Fusion's won. Fusion with a great defense. Poco, definitely MVP of that defense. Popping off, definitely saving their point and forcing them not to go to round 3 and 4. Fusion's off to a great start, already looking dominant enough. And such a great defense and offense from the Fusion, able to push Houston Outlaws back. Houston not able to really match, as Shadowburn and Carpe were definitely popping off that entire match, able to get those crucial picks, especially Carpe. Carpe was getting so many picks throughout that. Surprised he wasn't an MVP candidate earlier.